Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are going to launch a new game of Humankind today. I want to play a little bit militaristic, and I want to play that a little bit differently. We want to play a very specific focus here. Let's set up the game briefly. We have 7 competitors. The world is going to be a large one. 3 continents, no new worlds, so every continent is going to be occupied, and there's a reason for that. We are going to play on Empire difficulty here, just notching it up a little bit. It's probably not the best thing that we're going to do, but yeah, let's see about that. So while the game is loading, I want to talk a little bit about our gameplay plan over here, and that is we are going to try to do a lot of ransacking, and there is quite a bit in the mechanics of the game that usually doesn't make that very useful. It's probably not the best gameplay that you can choose, but we're going to skip out here. But I do think it can be made viable, so that's nice. And by the way, I'm going to turn these guys off here. Now that's not game settings, it's settings audio, I guess. Yeah, we're going to see that. Right, so we are starting over here in a kind of nice location. I actually do dig that. There's a lot of bonuses to be gotten over here if we were to found our city exactly here. Now, obviously we can't do that because, well, we are not in the position to do so yet. But it does seem to be a pretty good location if you ask me. Now, normally what I would do is set off the auto exploration feature here because the AI sometimes does seem to do a better job. There's also some horses here, which is a fantastic thing. Why are you walking onto these horses, though? Well, the AI in this case does not seem to do me too well. Okay, at least we are finding some food here. Honestly, the auto-explore feature might not be the best thing that we've ever seen thus far. Okay, that's good. We're finding some food here, and that is 15 food, which is pretty nice because, again, that does stack over time. There's more food down there, so that's nice. And 15 food is pretty great. Oh, there's our first event. Now, are we going to get a little bit more food or domestication research? I do like domestication because we do already see the horses here. So that is probably going to be a good idea. Let's grab these guys. That is going to give us another tribe here, which is fantastic. Now, what we probably want to do is we could send you down here. And I think that is exactly what we want to do. So yeah, let's go down there. Let's use that food. It's not a lot, and we're now splitting that food a little bit between our 2 guys here, which is not the very best thing that could happen, but I think it's going to be alright. Right, yeah, see, we're going to find some more food here. That is going to give us another person again, which is fantastic. And we can split you off, I think, right? Yeah, we can split you off immediately. So let's have you walk around this a little bit. Okay, more food down there. That's fantastic. But we do need a little bit more influence. So I am of a mind to do a manual battle here. And we're of course going to do a manual battle because that is just going to be slightly better. Now, I think we're actually going to go here. We're going to end the deployment. We're going to end our round. The deer is going to come charge at us. He's now going to stand on the river, which is going to give us a very significant advantage. There we go. And he's probably going to suicide into us now. Yes, he does. That does give us 5 influence and 5 food. Fantastic. That's a good start. Now that would potentially allow us to already build something over here. And honestly, I think that is a good idea. Let's start out doing that immediately. There's also going to be a food resource there, which is fantastic. You know what? Actually, probably do start out by grabbing the food. Well, there we go. There's the first culture chosen. That is going to be alright. We are going to use you guys to split off, and then you guys can found this over here. Great, there we go. First outpost is being built. You do have some food here, so maybe you could grab that. It's probably only going to be 5 food up there. So let's see. Let's move up the other guys here first. Okay, there's some strategic resource down here. Otherwise, yeah, there is a river, but it's not really fantastic, I have to say. Right, we could go into the wilderness down here. Okay, there's a cliff, yeah. So in that case, we do probably actually need to go down here. Okay, more science resource down there. I think we should try to grab that as fast as possible, because if at all possible, I would like to get some more bonuses here. Now this is going to be useful for research down there, but we're already at 4 out of 5, so let's actually try to explore a little bit more for influence resources. I think they would be a little bit better. You guys can grab the food there. Still, you guys advance a little bit. Ah, there's not much here. Well, there's a little bit of influence there. That's nice. Or potentially influence. I guess it could be money too, right? Yeah, I do want to go down there or here. Let's start here. Okay, growth star. We are getting a new population here. That's okay. And that does allow us to grab the next era. Thing is, we don't really have enough influence here to actually do much with that, which is slightly unfortunate. I would have hoped that we could grab another area here before we need to do anything. Now, let's actually check this out. So the Arappans have been taken. They're pretty much the strongest nation, but they're not what we're going to go for this time around. So, since we don't have, well, we will have the city next turn, right? There's a very, very significant difference in the amount of stuff that you can get, or in the costs that you have for claiming another territory. Now, our territory here is actually kind of alright, and we don't need to expand outwards very quickly. So we could think about trying to grab another thing here first. Let's do that first. So let's grab these guys here.
I know you're hoping this is the beginning of something very.
We are finding curiosity here. It is 5 influence, which is okay, but not fantastic. Let's go up here. There's something down here. Banish city defense, bountiful for more food, or a little bit of signs. Now I think that is probably going to be the best choice there. You guys, you did have something down here. That is another 10 influence. Now, I think the next one would be 20. Yeah. 20. We could get another 5 here. You guys are up here. Now, I don't think we want to grab the food with you, but if we go down here, yeah, we are finding more food. Let's do another attack here. We are going to go for an instant resolution because I'm fairly sure that the AI can win that. And then indeed it can. Now we've got another person here, which is fantastic. In the Neolithic era, you can sometimes grow very fast, which obviously is kind of nice, but we actually want a little bit more influence here. Now 5 more influence and we could found another outpost, which afterwards would be fairly slow to acquire. And I think down here would be some good location. So let's wait another turn here yet. And then see what we can do here. Right, okay, you guys are 2. You guys can't come up here. That's an interesting area down here because it's so closed off. This is actually the only way up here that I can see in the entire southern part of this island. So that is kind of nice. Right, let's grab the food. That's going to give us another person again. That person is going to split off, go over here. You're finding some resources now, which is lovely, but again, I would have loved to see that a little bit earlier. We are getting a very good grip here off the land, but I would really love to see some more progress here. You know what, you guys, you can potentially get over here, can't you? Yeah, that's going to give us enough influence to actually grab our second placement here. Now, where are we going to put that? I do think that generally industry is a lot more important than food. So I would actually much prefer to place that here because there's 5 more industry, but 4 less food. Is there any other place that we would think that might be a good place? By the way, I really don't know why the AI thinks this should be the better place than that. So that is significantly less food down here, but a little bit more industry. 14. 14, no, that's 18. That's, yeah, I think this is much better. Okay, let's place that down over here. We are forfeiting that food, but I think it is going to be a good idea to do that. Right, now we can advance. In the meantime, the Makeens have also been checked. That's going to be alright. We're going to go full on ransacking, and for that, the Assyrians are great, because A, they've got the raiders. They're kind of nice. They do require horses, obviously. Their specific district is honestly not that great, but they are raid masters. More land movement speed and a little bit of a command bonus when ransacking? Yeah, sure, we're going to pick that. Let's go for it. Right, finally we are advancing to the next area here. And that does probably mean that we can split you guys off. Okay, yeah, let's have one of you guys. You're wounded anyway. You will need to return to our areas because... Oh, damn it. Well, you don't have enough food to generate another person anyway, so we don't need to do that. Let's see whether we are going to get another person here doing that. I actually don't know that. Whether that does work in the same turn, or if it's sort of starting logically at the start of the next turn. Right, let's end the turn. We're going to skip this.
Now we advance as the warlike Assyrians. You're not going to be a very nice neighbour, are you?
Right, there we go. Yes, indeed, we are not going to be a very nice neighbour, but we are going to generate our first city here. We can do that for free.
For those who need it.
That is lovely indeed. Now, come on.
But it beats sleeping under trees.
Okay, you actually generated some money there, not some food. That's a little bit unfortunate. I would have slightly preferred some food. But let's see. Now, you guys, let's walk back a little bit. I would like to find a lot of stuff here. Now, so you are generating a lot of food, not so much industry. What we're going to do is we're going to take these scouts, we're going to disband this first unit. That makes it a citizen of this city. We're going to go for export policy, and we're going to prioritize industry over food. Because generally, food is pretty worthless, especially using farmers is pretty worthless. Just for your information, you can sort of see, we've got one person here, he's using 8 food. A farmer can generate 6 food. A farmer generates less food than he eats, so it's kind of really not that useful. Right, we could think about building some districts here, but I am thinking that they're probably going to be pretty useless. Yeah, only 6 plus here because we are so much at the corner here. That's not ideal, but we are going to build a pottery workshop anyway because we'll need to get a little bit more influence here. In terms of research, we are going to start with domestication because that is going to give us access to these horses and to our specific units, so that is going to be kind of useful. Let's plunder this area here. What have we got? Ebony. That's pretty good. Ebony is one of the best resources that you can get pretty early on anyway. So that is nice. We do need now 74 more influence to actually get a city up here. That's not great. Let's see whether we can find a little bit more. We're probably going to put some of these guys here on auto explore in a moment. But for the moment, I would like to find any sort of influence increasing thing that we can find. Right, where are we going to go with you? Probably a little bit here to the south. We have very little knowledge of what's going on here. Oh, we've discovered the Great Barrier Reef. That is actually going to give us some fame. That's lovely. It's actually going to put us into first here. And we've discovered our first resources. So that is lovely indeed. Now, that probably means you could actually build that already, couldn't you? It's going to give us some food and some signs. Now, that is not a high priority. So we're going to continue with the pottery workshop, but we're going to build the horses afterwards straight away. Now, what else do we need? I think there's a lot of forests here, so we're actually going to go into carpentry for the bonuses there over time. That's great. Okay, we've got the Great Barrier Reef down here. Let's actually try to find out what's going on down here.
Ransack. I wouldn't call it elegant, but it may teach them to keep their doors locked.
Sometimes this is really a little bit weird. Right, okay, let's send you up the river here. It's gonna be a nice river location here. We can get a lot of food going on here, I think. But that will need to take some time. I would like to expand to this area up here due to the ebony, which is really great. Just for your comparison here, this is going to give us effectively 9 9 industry as soon as we've got all of this covered. So that would be fantastic. Ooh, there's a mammoth over here. Can we go mammoth hunting, I wonder? Well, let's start by advancing you. See whether there's any curiosity down here. Doesn't seem to be the case. You can merge up on that guy. And I think with 2 guys we can potentially beat the mammoth. Not sure whether he actually... we can't. Not now anyway. Okay, we'll need to see what happens next time around then. Right, let's advance a little bit here to the side. Otherwise you're going to park there. And you guys have basically no vision whatsoever up here. Right, let's send you this way because we really need to find out what's going on there. Right, and then you guys can... You know what? You're going to be on the first... You're going to be the first one here to auto-explore. You're immediately stomping off in the direction that I would kind of not think is that relevant. Right, that being said, let's see what we've got over here. Huge, huge plain. There's very little luxury resources. Science on research quarters, that's not bad, but I really do hope that we're going to find a lot more ebony. Such a great, great early game resource. But yeah, we first need to get some influence here. Right, okay, you guys are doing some funny things here. Now, let's merge up. You can attack, but I would like this guy to move out first so that he's not going to be locked in. Which is sometimes a little bit annoying, even if you don't have the technology to actually influence anyone. It's still going to do... Ooh, papyrus. Saffron is not so great, but papyrus is pretty awesome, actually. Right, let's walk you over here. Okay, interesting layout here. A lot of choke points that we are finding here, which is certainly going to be useful. Right, you guys, can you walk up that high plateau here? You can, but you can't get down, actually. Interesting. Lots and lots of choke points. Let's see how that develops when we do find out where the enemy actually is. We're going to turn this off because you're walking a little bit into a blind spot there. Let's do a manual battle here on these guys. Now, he's probably going to stand down there. That is going to give us an advantage in that we can attack down. Otherwise, it would be better a little bit maybe to move up over here. Yeah, I think that is what we're going to do. We're going to, in fact, withdraw a little bit, then end the round, wait for him to attack us. He's going to attack up the hill. We have the adjacency bonuses. And we can actually do a dual tap here on him. Finish him off very nicely. That's what I like to see. And that is going to give us a lot of money only, but no influence. I was thinking that it could potentially give us some influence. Well, it doesn't. Too bad. Right, so you can't attach that. That is going to take 30 influence. Well, at least we're going to get the pottery. That's lovely. And we can get a lot of things here. Now, I would like to enact that because that is a huge influence booster. But we don't have the 20 influence for the moment. Yeah, let's develop the horses next. That is going to be a good idea. Then check on these guys down here. Again, there's such a big whooping nothingness down here in terms of connectedness. It's really hard to get up there, so I think you can loop down there to the south. You can potentially loop around here. Let's go there. That should give us a good sight here on what's developing over here. It's further Arctic areas. Probably not the best to explore, but oh my. Right. Okay, one of you is seriously injured. You can stay back a little bit. You can go forward. What's that, saffron? Yeah. I dislike farmers' quarters usually, so saffron is not great, but once you start developing like 4 or 5 of them, it starts to become pretty good. Okay, you guys are actually blocking my way, so I kind of dislike that. Let's do an instant resolution here. We do have a victory. Some money. We probably can't spend that money. Ooh, we are losing a little bit of food. In that case, I am going to pick one over to the farmer. It's going to be useful, but not necessarily the best. Right, you are still developing the horse range. We can't buy that out yet, but at some point we will. Okay, you should hopefully develop this area here sometime with ebony. But in the meantime, you're probably going to be a little bit better off doing some exploration here. Just do find me some goodie huts and some influence, please. Okay, some population gain down there. That is nice. Right, we do have 20 influence. Let's go for... No, not legitimacy. Founding myth. For more influence here.
Why was this even a question?
+5. That is generally pretty good.
It's our place.
We've got the Jin Quin mountain massifs here. Kind of okay. Another deer up there. Start here in the south. I wish I could speed up these animations a little bit. More horses. Interesting. We don't need a lot of horses, we just need some. But... yeah. Right. Okay, there's a sanctuary up there. Let's burn it. You know, when I was playing this game for the first time, I was thinking there would be maybe some negative consequences for doing that, but there are absolutely none. Ooh, speaking of negative consequences, someone is over here. The black player. Let's check out what he's doing. And in fact, where he is. Where on earth are you? You're
Bloody and smelly, aren't they? History may be changed by battles, but that doesn't mean they're enjoyable.
Okay, let's battle over here. I think we could potentially... well, if we are over here, he's gonna attack around there. Which I suppose is fine. So let's end the deployment here. Well, you do have some strength there, but we can simply defend, and that should mean that he's going to be suffering a little bit more. Ooh, he's actually starting to attack there from the river. That is pretty bad for him. Right, we've got the black guys, and we don't know who they are yet, but they have lost a unit, and I like to see that. Right, that is actually a good start here. Let's also kill the deer. Yeah, let's simply do an instant resolution. Fine. Very little losses here. A little bit of money. Can we use that money to buy something? Yes, we can. Horse ranch. We are going to do that. We can pick you over here for a moment. Shouldn't take too long, though. But in 4 turns, we could build one of our pillaging cavalry, which might be a good idea. I would love to attach this area down here, but we can't at the moment. So... could build a farmers district, but it's not really worth it. So let's start by building one of our units. I think that is a good idea. And we're going to build it faster than that food is going to become critical. So I think it's going to be good. Army composition, unit industry cost, that would be fantastic, but we don't really have the influence at the moment. So let's not do that. Right, there is a combat which I dislike to see. Right, you guys can try to get over there. Try to grab some influence if you can. Again, very strong layout here with all of these thingies. Right, what have we got here then? So, we are pretty much beat up. These guys are still a tribe. Now that is interesting to see. Now that being said, we don't really have strong units up there to do anything about them. Let's see whether we can bring in reinforcements over time. For the moment, I'm not actually interested in these deer.
A first ransack. See the sights, appreciate the local culture, and take anything that's not nailed down.
Interesting that they are behind us. Maybe we can do some early overwhelming of them. Question is, are we going to attack here? Now, our scouts have a combat strength of 11. These guys have also 11. But I think we actually need to retreat. Because they are full health and we are not. Well, let's try to come over here. Let's try to join these guys up. before they can attack again. I think that would be a fantastic thing. As the Assyrians, we are a little bit faster, so that is a good start in that regard. Let's end the turn here. Let's move everyone up. Let's click these things away because no. Okay, at least we've got our guys merged up. That's nice. That is really what I wanted. Right, and then the next thing is to come up over here, I guess. You guys, if you could, you can't. There's again so much stuff blocking your way, including that deer there. How about you? Now, incidentally, I would like you to be up here and start battling these guys, because you're the only one that is fresh. So I think we do need to come up here, and that means that you are going to go here, and then you're going to try to come up there, unless I forget. We've researched something, which is nice. Now, what's going to be the next one? Irrigation is kind of okay, especially with the fountain, but I do think ultimately the calendar or the city defense might make sense. Let's go for calendar first. I would again like to use the ebony as soon as we can, so that would be fantastic. Right, let's move you guys down here next turn. And turn. Move up. Move up. Now, I don't believe that these guys would have the reinforcement capabilities, right? So let's actually do the battle here. Okay, we're actually going to send them off. That's nice. Right, oh, we do have enough stuff here to attach these guys. That's fine. That is going to give us a lot more capabilities here. Let's do buy these guys here. That is going to give us a nice and early boost.
An organized troop. Let's see how the neighbors view it.
Now, where are we going to build our districts is the next big question. We will try to get up here and also found another territory there. I think that is a good idea. But we might also just try to get a lot of units early on. Well, that's a strong tile here. 14 food. We are producing a lot of food though at the moment, so it's going to be fairly fast, 122. But yeah, let's build another one of these riders. And hope to really destroy these guys up there in the north and impede their growth early on. Would be certainly very nice if we could get rid of a challenger like that. Right, and notice, by the way, how many areas that they are already claiming. Yeah, you're ultimately gonna get up there, try to find stuff. Then end the turn here. Well, I would have loved to click there, but I suppose we can do a manual battle now. Right, let's move you a little bit to the rear. We're going to have them attack us. They're going to lose a lot more than we are. Unfortunately, we can't quite get around them. So, you're just going to defend here. You could try to get... No, you can't really get around, so let's likewise defend with you. Okay, for the first time here, we've suffered more damage than we've dealt, which is unfortunate, but we can sort of switch around. We're going to defend again. He's probably going to suicide again into us now. Yeah, but it's going to take another turn here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, start going there, please. What can we research? City defense, writing. There's a lot of stuff that's pretty much out of our range. So let's start with the easy stuff. Well, you could get up here, but for the moment, it's really a narrow passage down there, isn't it? Right, that being said, we've got our first rider, and these guys should be wrecking that tribe. So let's start sending out to the north there. Gonna develop the second one there. That's alright. Oh, you can in fact move further along here. That's okay then. Silk, also pretty good. Industry and makers quarters. Right, let's end the turn here. Let's see what's gonna happen with the battle. Yeah, we did lose the second unit here. We did not lose the second unit, but you guys should be able to... Okay, we're sending them off, that's okay. You guys definitely need to come home, but that does allow us to push forward with the cavalry. You guys are going to finish your cavalry there. That's fine, and then you guys can hopefully continue to build up a little bit against them. Okay, there is their city. Finally we found that. The sanctuary up there. Well, you're going to certainly burn that thing. Oh, you're auto-explore. I should have taken more care of you. Right, that's fine. Now, we've got the Assyrians here. We've, we can in fact buy another rider here. I think that is exactly what we're going to do, so that we can send it marginally earlier to the front. That's fine. There's no personnel left. No, there is one person left here, which is okay. But we do need to think a little bit about our further plans here. There's very little we can do. There are very few good spots here for makers' quarters. I'm slightly concerned about that, but we will be able to build something once they are over there. Now there is a little bit of wood here, so I am actually going to start with a lumber yard. That is going to be a little bit more of a longer term project, but that is fine. Now we are off to a strong start here. There's a good amount of resources here, so let's try to get rid of the black player here as soon as possible. I think we are on a good track, but let's see around. Let's see about that in the next round on our Raider campaign. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Do leave a like and everything, and I hope to see you around. Bye bye.